Today we're talking about the National Bank Syncro Mastercard. If you want a credit card that promises simplicity and low interest rates, the Syncro might catch your eye. But here's the thing, this card might not be as good as it looks on the surface. So later in this video, I'll break down the top 3 features of the card to give you a closer look at what it actually offers. And I'll also explain why, even with these features, it may not be the best fit for most people. By the way, I'm Jordan, and between this YouTube channel and my website, I've helped hundreds of thousands of Canadians save hundreds of millions of dollars just by using credit cards. So let's dive in. Right off the bat, the Syncro Mastercard is sold as a low interest card rather than a rewards card. It carries a modest $35 annual fee and boasts no minimum annual income requirement. And that sounds great, especially if your income's on the lower side or if you're a student, but it also comes with no welcome bonus and essentially no real earning on spending. And the last promotion National Bank offered was pretty sad. A first-year fee refund plus $70 cashback after spending $5,000, which they ended in early 2025. That's a very weak bonus by today's standards, and even mid-tier cards come with hundreds of dollars in cash or points after just a few $1,000s in spending. I'm talking about cards that give you $200, $300, even $500 or more in value just for meeting a spending requirement in your first few months. And so the Syncro's old bonus was essentially nothing, and now that offer is gone. So definitely don't apply for this card hoping for a big payout in your first few months, because there isn't one. You're getting zero value up front for signing up. But that's not where things end, because the earn rates are even more disappointing than the welcome bonus, because the Syncro isn't designed to earn points or cashback on your purchases at all. So unlike a cashback card or a travel card that might pay 2% on groceries or 5% on dining, the Syncro's whole pitch is low interest, not rewards. And that means that you earn zero rewards on your spending. But it's important to understand why the Syncro exists. It's designed for people who might carry a balance and are looking for a lower interest rate. And the card's interest rate is tied to the prime interest rate, currently at prime plus 4%, with a floor of 8.95%. This is lower than what many cards charge, which makes it an attractive option for anyone who needs to carry a balance. However, the downside is that the rate moves with the prime rate, so if interest rates rise, then your interest rate could increase too. And so while the Syncro offers a lower interest rate, it doesn't compare to other cards when it comes to rewards. Many cards out there offer much stronger earn rates across multiple categories, which makes the Syncro feel pretty limited in comparison. But now let's talk about the card's perks and features, because the Syncro does offer a couple of useful benefits. First off, it has the standard MasterCard zero liability protection, which means you aren't on the hook for unauthorized charges. To be honest, that's table stakes these days, but it is still good to have. The card also includes purchase protection, which covers stolen or damaged items that you purchase with the card, and it extends the manufacturer's warranty for up to 1 extra year on eligible items. There's also MasterCard ID check to help block fraud when you shop online. That's the extra verification step that pops up sometimes when you're making an online purchase. And you also get the ability to pause or freeze the card instantly in the bank's app if you ever lose it, which is convenient for peace of mind. The Syncro card also offers a 21-day interest-free grace period, which means that if you pay your full balance by the due date, you won't be charged interest on any new purchases made during that month. However, the grace period doesn't apply to cash advances or balance transfers, so those will start accruing interest immediately. Now, when it comes to travel perks, the Syncro is really bare bones. And I mean completely bare bones. It gives you no travel insurance coverage, no lounge access, no hotel or rental car perks, basically nothing that will save you money on trips. Given that National Bank's own marketing mentions enhancing your holiday and travel plans, it's worth noting that the Syncro card isn't built for travelers at all. All types of travel insurance are missing, including travel medical, flight delay, and trip cancellation insurance. So if you're hoping for trip cancellation coverage or emergency medical insurance on your vacations, then you're not going to find it here. The Syncro card is truly built for saving on interest or protecting your purchases, but not for traveling the world. But the card does have some unique perks that make it stand out from the crowd. The biggest unique point is how easy the card is to get. There's no minimum income requirement as long as you meet the age and residency requirements. And so this is great if you're a student, a recent immigrant, or you're building your credit history from scratch. And another small but handy detail worth mentioning is that since this is a MasterCard, you can use it in places like Costco where Visa isn't accepted. So if you shop regularly at Costco, then the Syncro card does cover that gap. Plus, the card's minimum credit limit is only $500, which is lower than most cards, and it can be increased once you've had the card for a while. And so that low starting limit makes it accessible for people who might not qualify for higher credit limits elsewhere. But to be completely transparent, the Syncro Mastercard doesn't offer a lot of the flashy perks that come with other cards. For starters, it doesn't come with mobile device insurance. That's something you'll often find with other cards to cover you if your phone gets stolen or damaged. So if that's important to you, this card isn't going to help. And forget about rental car insurance, another benefit that a lot of cards provide, but not here. These are the types of features that add value and peace of mind, but the Syncro just doesn't offer them. But what it does offer is accessibility. Again, there's no minimum income requirement, the credit limit starts as low as $500, and approval is easy if you've even got decent credit. But in exchange, you're paying a flat $35 annual fee with no rewards, no bonus, and no way to get it waived. So if you're wondering what you're actually getting for that fee, it really comes down to three things. First, practical no-frills features. It's easy to get approved, even as a first-time cardholder. Second, the 21-day interest-free grace period, which gives you a solid buffer to pay off purchases without interest. And third, the basic security tools, MasterCard's zero liability protection, the ability to lock your card instantly, and real-time spending alerts. So who is the Syncro Mastercard actually good for? In my view, it's best suited for very specific situations. If you need a credit card but don't meet the income requirements for other cards, like if you're a student, a recent immigrant, or someone with an inconsistent job history, then this could be one of your only options. There's no minimum income required, and approval is mostly based on your credit score, not on your salary. It might also make sense if you occasionally carry a balance and want to reduce the amount of interest you're paying. Just keep in mind that the rate is variable, so it can go up if the prime rate changes. But with that said, it still beats the 20 to 24% interest that you'll typically see on other entry-level cards. The card could also be useful if you specifically need a MasterCard. For example, if you want to shop at Costco in Canada where you can't use Visa, or if you just want a low-cost backup card to keep in your wallet for emergencies, then this card could work as well. But for most people, this card just isn't a great fit. If you're chasing rewards, points, or travel perks, skip it. The Syncro earns nothing, and even the most basic rewards cards give you 1 or 2% back, which is infinitely more than this card's 0%. You should also avoid it if you never carry a balance. If you always pay off your credit cards in full, then the lower interest rate means nothing to you, and that $35 annual fee is just money down the drain. Instead, you'd be much better off with a no-fee rewards card. It's also not a good fit if you frequently travel or rent cars, because the Syncro doesn't come with any kind of travel insurance, rental car coverage, or other perks that travelers would actually want. And there are plenty of cards in the same price range that offer much better protection for people on the go. And finally, if you're a big spender hoping to earn something from your purchases, this card is not for you. With zero bonus categories and no rewards at all, every dollar you put on this card is a missed opportunity to earn value elsewhere. And so here's exactly why I don't like the Syncro Mastercard. It's a card that asks for $35 a year and gives you nothing in return. So in a market where even no-fee cards are offering real value, that's a tough sell. But it's also not consistent where it matters. The one thing it claims to do, which is offer low interest, is tied to a variable rate. So if the prime rate rises, so does your cost of borrowing. And for people trying to budget or carry a balance safely, that uncertainty makes it harder to plan around. And beyond that, it lacks in flexibility. There's no travel coverage, no insurance, and no added tools that make it worth keeping in your wallet long term. When other cards at this price point are offering rewards, protection, and real benefits, the Syncro just doesn't compete. So that's why I don't recommend it. Not because it's a terrible card in every way, but because you can do so much better for the same price, or even less. But to wrap it up, if you're in a very specific situation, like rebuilding credit or needing a backup with low interest, the Syncro card might do the job. But for most Canadians, especially those looking to get real value from their everyday spending, it just doesn't compete. Because the truth is, choosing the right credit card isn't just about cutting fees, it's about maximizing what you get in return for the money you're already spending. And when you follow the right strategy, your card doesn't just save you money, it starts paying you back in points, perks, and travel rewards that actually matter. So if you want to learn how to turn your everyday spending into free flights, upgrades, and travel perks faster than anyone else you know, watch this video next.